Since the late 1950s, Mulligan's Corvette Specialists in Piedmont, South Carolina, has been your top choice for Corvette repair, restoration, and parts for all models. As the largest Corvette salvage yard in the upstate, we're featured at major Corvette and classic car shows nationwide. Trust our family legacy, with over 70 years of combined experience in the business.
Palmetto Automotive Service Center is your trusted, locally owned auto repair shop in Piedmont, South Carolina. The shop is known for honest work, dependable service, and a commitment to getting the job done right the first time. Whether you need an oil change, brake service, diagnostics, or engine repair, you'll get quality work at a fair price. No upselling, no shortcuts, just reliable repairs from a shop that cares about your safety and satisfaction. If you're looking for a shop you can trust, give Palmetto Automotive Service Center a call at 864-421-7739 or stop by today. Proudly serving Piedmont and the surrounding areas with small-town service and big-time experience.
Fat Rabbit Stick Show coming at you live. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Oh boy, just been a long day. Good week of racing. Day 6-4 Outlaws. They put on a really good show. Um, some really nice cars. I think two of the better cars probably ended up at the end like it should. Other than there was a Firebird there. I don't know what his situation was, but it looked like it was really fast in the shakedown run. But something happened to it first round. I don't know what, but
So that old truck of Brandon Shannon, that's pretty fast too. So yeah, there was a lot of quick stuff over there. It was a good show, good to watch. I was glad that they had a good turnout. Eddie and his crew just do a good job for sure.
Oh, yeah, they put on a good show. Definitely put on a good show. The pro class. I'm telling you what, he ended up with runner up, but old Joey Dotson, I think he was absolutely 6'10" every lap down the track and double O, and he came up a little short there at the end. Old Steve Williams, but he was on the bike 5, and I think he was 8 and dead 3 in the finals against Joey. So it was just some good racing over there Saturday.
Oh yeah, well I was thinking that watching Steve them last 2 runs. If I'm not bad mistaken, he was 444 early, and then he's 42 in the finals. So,
yeah.
His car was really good too. So yeah, that's good testament to the track and how good it was and good shape it was. But
before we get too wound up, I want to give a shout out on. I know. Last couple weeks we've been kindly helping promote the Boots on the Farm, and I just want to take a minute and give a shout out to just everybody that's really helped us. I mean, Hayden has done a really good job putting videos together. Hank and Coach Kennard doing some of our promos. I mean, the one today was off the chain. I know Bristol Maddox put one together with Shane in, and I'm telling you what, that was just a really good one. Parker and Isaac and John Bridges, and I think you hooked up with Too Tall, got him involved, and I want to say thanks to everybody because we put a lot into this, and we love seeing people step up and help us out and get involved with us, and that's what it's all about.
Oh yeah. I say while you're on that and seeing Joey and there in the finals, what about old Randy? That's not taken away from Hank or Adam or any of those. Well, like Walter Faulkner, any guys sit in there and announce. They all do a great job. But I believe that was Randy's first time announcing at Greer.
Yeah. He did a really good job. Really good job.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that while we was talking.
And he's got aspirations to do that. I mean, that's really he. I've been talking with him a little bit back and forth on Facebook Messenger and keeping up with him. But he announces at Shady Side and stuff, and he really is doing a good job. And I think he's going to probably make a name for himself and in announcing. Up in the booth.
Yep. What you got for us on the results? What you want to bring Chad in?
Yeah, let's bring Chad in right quick. Hey, Chad, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, fellas.
What's up, man?
Just another day, man. Living the dream.
That's right.
Collecting another paycheck from the Fat Rabbit Stitch Show.
Yes, sir. Right. Yes, sir. You'll never be broke. As long as you're working with us, buddy, because we'll probably always owe you.
Woo! I was going to say, you be careful what you say, Tom. We might be in trouble.
I'm gonna run through the Greer.
Let me give my quick shout out. I'm just shout out Billy Peeler.
Oh yeah,
he rode by my pits Saturday night and hollered out the Fat Rabbit Stitch Show. So I know he must watch. Here's my shout out to Billy.
Oh Billy,
that's my man right there for sure.
Didn't you say you was gonna drive for him at some time or another, Rusty?
if he feels sorry for me, I might have to.
He got enough cars down there. He can probably put you in something.
Yeah.
Greer Dragway, 864 Outlaws. The winner was Brandon Shittles. Beautiful car.
That's Bugaboo. If you didn't know, that's the name of the car. That
Really?
Malibu's is Bugaboo. Yeah.
It was fast. You seen there in the finals. It pulled away from the runner-up guy Jay Bernal. That was a fast car too. It was clean. They had it together, man. Really two fast cars, and I think the best car won. In pro, the winner was Steve Williams. He, like I said, was driving the wheels off of it. Run up Joey Dotson. Joey, he's been hot lately, and good time to get hot going into the bracket finals. No box. The winner was Jeff. I got Flood. I think
that's right.
Right. And then I don't know where he come from. That's the first time I guess I've seen him.
He's a Farmington, Mooresville, Piedmont, wherever there's a race.
Yeah.
Flood's gonna make an attempt. He had a Vega year, for a good many years that he run. He's always tough. Chad can give a little backstory to him, but yeah, he's on the bottom. He's very, very tough.
Yeah. He won over Michael Smart. Michael was getting after it, driving good. Just come up a little short there in the end. Junior Dragster winner was Weston Maddox. That's his first win, ain't it?
Yeah. First final, first win. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, for sure.
Runner up was Hannah Lindsay. Tough racer. Just I think they glued the track down. I think she struggled a little bit to get in the lights on time there at the end, but all in all, good day for Weston. I sure was tickled for him. I think Joel was out there on the track doing the stanky leg when he won. But anyway, what y'all think about Union?
Yeah, I ended up making my way down to Union on Saturday. I just wanted to get a few extra laps in before we went down there for the bracket finals here in a couple of weeks with Shady Side, but it was their final points race of the season. As far as the results go for Saturday night, top ET, it was Dallas Calvert over Logan Westmoreland. And then James Edwards worked his way down to the semifinals there. So I think Coach may have given some bad advice there at the semifinals. I'm sure they probably talked about it over to Peach Blossom to try to get things figured out for next year. But it's good to see James. There again, I don't know how much he's been driving, not a whole lot, I don't believe, to take the Dragster to the semifinals. So, modified, which is no box, whatever you want to call it there. Brent Hyatt picked up the win over Hot Rod Aaron Brock, pair of S10s there in the finals. And then I know he watches the show, Joaquin Ortiz made it down to the semifinals on his motorcycle there.
Oh, man.
That's pretty cool. That's cool, yeah.
He's tough.
And then in Sportsman, it was Dustin Carroll picking up the win over Evan Sansabar. And that's not a common name, but he had a beautiful Mopar. It was a really good run there in the finals, like a 0-1-0 margin of victory going to Dustin. Ralph DeLoach was your semifinalist in the Big Cougar. So I still got Ralph. He's still my dog. He's my pick. He's your Sportsman World Champion. I mean, I talked to him Saturday. So he's qualified. He's a bit of show up at Montgomery for Ware Shoals because Alan Roberts did not have a summit number. So my Ralph's still got my pick here for Sportsman World Champ. So in juniors, it was Sawyer Blevins over Rylan Williams. If you look at their season points total, starting in juniors, that was your number 1 and number 2 points finisher. So Sawyer wins the race, wins the championship. over Ryland. And then in sportsman, Dustin Carroll was also your track champion. So there again, wins the final race, wins the point series. His daughter, Morgan Carroll, she's going to be your modified track champion at Union. And
That's
then
cool.
Trey Deese is going to be your top ET track champion. And then,
Trey's in the Bantam, right? The Bantam Roadster.
right, the
Okay.
one player had
Yep.
Todd one time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Trey and Darren. Darren at one time was the track manager owner at Pageland Dragway. So
Okay.
anyway, so Trey's good racer. As far as other tracks, so Holden Raper is going to be your TCR track champion, and then they have that Friday night Craig Hip series. Mark Eric is going to be your series champion for it as well. So
That's cool. Yeah. I say that the Blevins, Sawyer, and Ryland, they're two tough customers for sure. And I think they're pretty good little buddies, with each other.
Yeah, I think they all part together, run around together. Chad Williams, I think, is Ryland's dad, and then Kevin Blevins is Sawyer's dad. I know Sawyer, I believe he won the junior race, the one that's coming up for the 10K footbreaker. I think that last year. So
yeah, I was kind of thinking when you were saying that it wouldn't surprise me if they don't end up at Greer Saturday if it works out for them, because I figured Kevin would probably want to come and run, but
I can see that. So I didn't actually ask them that, but I know it was mentioned several times by several people at about the 10 race. So
I got you. Is that all you had on Union's?
I do. Yeah. Okay. I was looking at their again. I looking at their point series. I think they had a lot of ties, and I think the modified one was real close. I believe Morgan Carroll, her boyfriend Ryan Snipes, and then talking about, I think all three of them were pretty well neck and neck coming into that last race. So whoever ended up going the furthest, I think, was going to end up being the champion. And Morgan lost it 5 cars. So so there again, I think between the tiebreakers and all, I think she ended up being the champion.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, for sure. I'll hit the. I know Tom talked just a little bit about the boots on the farm with the S&S promotions. From what I gathered from Stewart, they had 214 entries on Saturday, and then they had 204 on Sunday. So, just talking with him just a little bit, I'm pretty sure he seemed really pleased. And I think they're already kind of planning for to do it again next year is what I gathered from him. So that was hopefully we helped a little bit and played a little bit of part in helping promote the race. But glad to see that. I think everything that I've heard, on our end as racers, they were all really pleased with how the race was run. So it's good to see that.
I think they paid extra down back in the field, and I think I seen something today where he was talking about 80 of the people had their bill paid when at the end of the.
Oh wow!
That's
cool. Yeah, that's really that helps a lot.
It sounds like everybody, they didn't just put it all on the top. They got money back down the field where people was able to race and get some money out of it.
That's cool. But on Saturday, Chris McGuire picked up the win over Kyle Cultura. That's a common name you hear on the big stage. And then your semifinalist was Ryan Mason. From what I'm gathering, he carried Team CW for the weekend. So big shout out to Ryan on the semifinalists. On Sunday, Jamie Holston picked up the win Uh, I've always heard people say that's the loudest car on the property, but he was in the dragster and he took the win over Jake Clayton in the Mustang. That's obviously two common names that you hear again on the big stage, but cool to see that. And then Todd Zorn in the Falcon picked up the lone semifinalist, and that was on Sunday. And Jared Euchre picked up our Fat Rabbit Stick Show Bounty Award. He took out Chris McGuire. He would have been the first one to take out Chris McGuire on Sunday, and that was Jared Euchre. So I wanted to add that in while we were talking. But we always try to talk about some of our, I say, local racers in our area that goes out of town, and we don't always hit everybody, but we had some. But on Saturday down at Darlington's NHRA divisional, Sue Morris was in the Camaro. She picked up the runner-up spot in Super Street. Thought that was pretty cool. And I guess her husband David didn't want to be outdone, and he was a runner-up in Super Comp in his dragster. Steve Johnson in the High Winding Nova. They really hadn't had the gear jammers as much over our way. We used to see him a good bit. Well, he's from Spartanburg. He picked up the runner-up spot in Comp, so I thought that was cool. He's always tough when he would come around the Greers and stuff. So good to see him pick up that runner-up. And then on Sunday, I guess that would be the National Open. It's the 8th mile portion of that. Madison, that's the youngest of Billy Wilson's daughters. Madison Wilson picked up the runner-up spot in stock. Jimmy Williams, and I believe he was in his new, brand new Maddox dragster, if I'm not mistaken. He picked up the runner-up spot in Super Comp, so that was cool to see that. And then Chad Taylor, which is Morgan's husband, works at PAR and part of the Billy Wilson Motorsports crew. He picked up the runner-up spot in Top Dragster. Tom, your boy Jackie Robinson, picked up the win in Top Sportsman. So I wonder if John Boy had to give him a little some tee-ups or not. I don't know. We have to.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to see that.
But the last one I had was Knox Volkman, which is Mike and Emily's son. He won the oldest age group in juniors. I'm sorry, runner up in the oldest age group in juniors. So that was good to see that too. But that's all I had on the results there. Like I said, I know we missed some that do well that's local, and sorry for that. If you have any, just shoot it our way before the show.
I know I looked through the results from Galot for the PDRA. I know but they had to finish up the Bristol race and then run their race. I know I saw Scott Duggan's semifinal the Bristol race and then runnered up the Galot race, and I think Josh runnered up in the Top Dragster field as well. So,
and if I'm not bad mistaken, I fumbled that for sure. I think Larry Roberts actually beat Josh in the finals of the Bristol.
Yeah.
okay.
I completely missed those results. That was my bad. But yeah, that was as soon as you said that, I remembered now that they did. So that was cool. So did y'all have anything else on results?
I think we about covered everybody. We'll if y'all want, we'll bring Dallas in here in just a second, right after this.
Dustin Carroll on the left, 745 the dial in, giving the 6/10 of a second head start over to Evan Sansenbauer in the right-hand lane. Both drivers are pre-staged, bumping them in. Evan's in, Dustin's in, here comes the tree. Oh wow, 7,000 separate them. Who can run the numbers on the big end? I see the brake lights for both. Oh wow, what a race. 745 with a 4. Off of the 745 dial in with an 036 reaction time. Evan is 043. Also dead on his dial in with a 7. How about a 010 margin of victory? Going to Dustin Carroll. Pair of S10s in the modified finals. Both of them getting after it on the burnouts. Gotta love it. Don't want anything influencing their final run here. 593 in the right for Brent, 679 in the left for Hot Rod. I expect both of them to lay down a solid lap here. Brent's going to carry the wheels out there about 80 to 100 foot. Hot Rod says, that's okay, I know I'll already be out in front of you. Do all you need to do over there. Both drivers bumping in. Brent's in. Hot Rod's in. Here we go. Oh, yeah. 16,000 separate them. Brent carries them about 100 foot. Hot Rod stops, but couldn't do it. Brent Hyatt, 014 up front, dead on with a 2. How about a 16 thousandths package? Hot Rod's dead on as well, 679 with a 3 on the 679. Just behind it to hit with a 30 bulb. 016 margin of victory going to Brent Hyatt and the Junkyard Dog. Top ET finals. 538 in the right for Logan. 468 in the left for Dallas. 7/10 of a set of head start. Going to the Camaro. Both drivers going through their final preparations. Dallas has got it pre-staged, Logan's pre-staged. Both drivers bumping. Dallas is in. Logan's in, here we go. Oh yeah, 13,000 separate them up front. Top end, it's Dallas. 11 on the tree, goes 470 with a 0 off the 468 dial in. Logan 24 up front, breaks it out by 7 thou. Dallas packages him up for the most part, 20 above. Well, no, he's 30, 31. So Logan had 7 thou to get inside of there. So congratulations to Dallas Calvert, Danny, Alden for the win.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man.
How are y'all? Hello.
Good. How are you?
Good. Just making it through the week. I probably had the million on probably 12 hours every day this week. Watching. So.
Yeah. I'll say that was pretty cool to watch, or it's been cool to watch. So,
yeah.
But
watching was, and they're struggling for an announcer there, and
yeah. So, we appreciate that stepping in there. That was pretty cool. So
we appreciate the footage.
Yeah,
I was up there collecting my round money, and I thought, well, at least I'd do something halfway through.
Talk to us about the day, Dallas.
It's a pretty good day. I've been pretty down on myself all year. have not had great confidence, and I think everybody that congratulated me Saturday evening, I told them, I said, you don't know how bad I needed this, today. Like, I went to Greer 2 weeks ago and no pressure at all, like just none, and drove pretty solid, and then made a terrible mistake at 9 cars. And, when I think I'm dialed honest, and then I go down and I kill some stuff and I'm still under. So then I told myself this week, I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to hold, and that's just the way it's going to be. And if I screw it up, I screw it up. But I'm going to know that I'm, what I need to get rid of. So it was it was a pretty good day. Like it was pretty interesting because normally like Alden doesn't really say a whole lot about what I have going on in the car, but every round I let him dial me. Like I just said, he said, well, what were you going here? And I said, well, I'm probably going 68 right here. He goes, well, let's dial 70. So I mean, he was like every run he would talk me into what to dial, and so it was a pretty good day, and I think that was after me winning, really just like he had such a ball and enjoyed it because he was so involved in it, in me going down the racetrack and my racing,
Right.
I'm not saying that he wouldn't have wanted to be the one running in the finals, but like he really just had a good time helping me out. So
yeah, he's on a different end of that. Usually it's you're on that end and helping him.
Yeah, that's the way it's been this year. I've been on that end helping him later in the evening than rather than me doing something. So
I know you couldn't see it, and I tried to get it on my phone when I was videoing, but after you went through and turned on the wind light, I mean, he was jumping. Him and your dad, they were high fiving each other.
Yeah.
I mean, he was really excited to see you turn on.
I mean, he's besides my dad, I mean, he's probably like my biggest fan, and he rode his scooter down the top end. I cut the car off and was taking my helmet off and everything, and I think he had made it all the way down the top end on his scooter, to congratulate me, first before I even made it back to the start line or anything like that. So
that's cool. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was good. Like here's I'm in the car, or we're all in the cars. We don't see what happens at the starting line. The people behind us. Like I've told you before, most of the time it's like my crew this year has been like frowned and turned around, and
the walk of shame, they call that,
fussing at me and everything else. But it's pretty cool to see them excited. But it was a good day. It was a they're down at Union. I think they got their timing issues squared away and took care of. The track was good all day. The dew came in and things kind of got a little bit, sketchy. But anytime you're racing anywhere at night and the dew comes in, you got to be able to get these things back fast in the groove. You can't let cars sit out there and wander or anything. You just got to be able to get them back, and so it kind of makes it a little bit more tricky, But the track did great all day. That they kept it was pretty well ran race, pretty efficient. But a huge shout out to Jamie Edwards to get down to the semis. I wouldn't say he probably doesn't have more than 30 runs.
Yeah.
But I think second round he's perfect. So he's got the bye third round, and then he just kind of kept hanging on there. I know down to 5 I had the bye, and we were around there, and I totally goofed up this whole plan I had at 5 cars. But I was like, man, this could get interesting because Logan had to run someone. Logan had already had a bye, and Jamie had already had a bye, and he had to run. So I watched Logan win in front of me, and I watched Jamie win in front of me. So I'm like, okay, all right, all 3 of us have had a bye. I need to take a shot at it right here, just to see maybe if I can have the bye to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I rolled 10 out, right? I go to mash the button, and I go to flinch. I'm like, oh no. And then and I think the car left, and I was still hitting the bump down, like still hitting it, as many times I could to try to knock out everything I could. But it didn't, that didn't work out. But it ended up working at the end of the night. So, but
Yeah, I'll say that. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Now I was gonna say we were at Greer, obviously, and I can't remember who it was saying. It might have been Justin was telling me that I guess he had talked to Hank or whatever and said y'all was at 3, and that Jamie was still in. I was like, man, that's cool, because he's put his efforts toward Hudson and stuff, and it's just neat to see him. And I know Hank gives him a hard time, and Stacy and all. Like, just race, but it shows that, just a little more confidence and just get out there and race. It's good. Good to see him do good though, for sure. But
I mean, that's the thing. You gotta have the confidence, and it helps to do well, or at least do, to get some kind of a little more confidence in you, to race. I've beat myself up pretty bad this year. I really have. And, and for no reason at all, because it's not like it's been like a bad year. It's just last year I had a great year, so then my expectations have been somewhere but I really need to get them back down to being realistic. I still don't think any different. I still think when I go to a racetrack, I can win no matter where I'm at. But it's just the way on the other foot, I've had a ball with my dad, with Alden at the racetrack. I really hadn't tore anything up, so, that at the end of the day, that's all we can ask. What more? Yeah, we want to go win, but you also got to have fun doing it. So,
what do you feel like was beat you this year? Just the man in another lane, just a little bit better, or was you off? Was the car off? Or
no, I lost a lot of runs by 000, either red on my end or 000 at the finish line. And at the end of the day, I've said before, if there's 60 people in your class, you don't have to beat all 60 of them.
Right.
But you got to beat the 7 that you got to race, and, you don't know when someone's going to lay down a decent run, or a great run beside you, and you've got to be able to try to get inside that. I think a lot of it was, everyone's stuff is so good, and the tracks are good, and you don't really have ducks. Like, you just don't, you don't, and I don't want to say that, but you don't have people like that where you're like, oh, I'm good right here. You can't think that way at all, because as soon as you do, they're 10 package and you're over there 25 at the tree.
Yeah.
And you can't do, you're just can't do anything at all. So I just think it, a lot of it was my driving. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all it boils down to is it's my responsibility to turn the wind light on. Ain't nobody else's when I'm in the car. But, I made a lot of mistakes at the finish line. And then I had one weekend, like at Shadyside the other weekend, I could not get off like a 20 light. Like I was between 20 and 25, and I'd roll 10 out, and then I'd roll in a pre-stage, and I'd roll the 10 back in. And I've done that like 4 times. And then finally I told myself to roll it out. I said, you're going to leave it out, and I go red, but that's the way it goes,
Well, I see a lot of your time slips, and we talk, and like you're saying, and I know you're not really wanting to brag on yourself, but you've made really good laps, really winnable laps this year, and you just don't fall your way. And it's easy to, it's easy for me to tell you, or you tell me, or we tell each other that, just race your way out of it. Well, and truthfully, that is what you got to do. You just got to race, and it's going to turn around. But in the meantime, it's hard to keep your mind, because you're thinking, all right, here we go again. But I don't know, like, what is your, like, how do you race yourself out of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't change anything you do, because it's not that you're making, you're not late, you're not this, you're not that. It's just pulling in the lanes wrong. Just that double O, that triple O is not falling your way. That maybe it fell your way, say last season, or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's easy to say, well, I'll just keep racing, it's going to come back, but it does. It does. I mean, it's just having the mindset and preparing and make yourself be disciplined to do that and not lose. I don't mean faith, but not get so discouraged. It's hard as a racer to not get that way,
Yeah. But like you said, I guess my way of racing my way out of it, like I'm gonna race somewhere every single week, just about. I mean, you can, God forbid, you can ask my wife from March until Thanksgiving. It probably ain't but 2 weeks I don't race, and she gives me a hard time. She really does, but between her and my dad, and they support me, as far as whatever, they know we're gonna race. That's just what we're gonna do. And I have to give up quite a few Sundays, and then over the winter, make what sacrifices I can there, but I mean, she's trying to pin me down for a weekend in October, and I'm like, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, because I'm going to bracket finals next week with Union also, but you got to race. I mean, I just feel like you got to go down the racetrack. That's you just got to go down the racetrack. Like, the old cliche of, the man who swings the bat more is going to hit the ball further. And, I feel that way. That's the only way to get yourself out of it, is to be going down the racetrack and try to learn something, every time you go down the racetrack, every single time. What can you do to change the outcome of a race? Or, I mean, even if someone, like, if I get a red light in eliminations, I'm going to go down and I'm going to practice a drop spot. I'm never going to be wide open, just so that way I can try to learn something about, at the finish line, that I can maybe do better the next round, or not even the next round, maybe the next week. So,
yeah, because you don't get that in your time run. You don't get that look that you need, to do that. So that's where you got to take advantage.
Yeah.
Chad, what you got?
You better not let her talk you into the free weekend when everybody goes to Montgomery, because you just come off a final round at Greer and a split because of the timing equipment, and then you went and won there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna predict you might be winning at the bracket finals and headed to Montgomery in the World Finals.
So
That's
Chad's
what was talking about.
Chad's got Ralph going to be the world champion of sports. Tom's just said it here. You're going to Montgomery?
Well, I promise you that's the only reason I'm going to Galot, is to try to send my way to Montgomery. So
I got you.
But I mean, that, I like local racing. And we're very fortunate that we live in an area where you can race just about every weekend somewhere. I mean, even Mooresville, Farmington are like 2-hour rides for us, to get to. So I mean, there's somewhere you can race every week, and I think it's important that, you support those local tracks, because we're fortunate that we still are able to bracket race every week somewhere around. The big money stage is great, and it's for a lot of people, but there's a lot of people that it's not for, and just local Saturday night racing is something that a lot of us grew up doing, and it's something that a lot of us are going to continue to do, and not everybody can do that.
Right.
The big
Which I think that was cool with Stewart and them's race. I think it was you're running for big money, not necessarily $10,000 good money.
Good money, yeah.
You're doing it. on more like a local Saturday
Yeah.
night feel, which is cool. But
Yeah. Only thing if they had juniors next year,
Yeah.
I have a
maybe he's listening. You
Well, we
never
need
know.
an advocate for that.
yeah. I'm pretty strict about I don't go anywhere that's not racing juniors. I am gonna slide into Union next week to the bracket finals, and Alden's not, he's not gonna make it. But other than that, like I stick to it. Like I don't go anywhere where they're not running juniors. So it's just my rule, I guess. I like to try to make sure he can go down the racetrack too. So
Chad, you got anything for Dallas?
You comment going back to the struggles and the confidence, and I know Rusty sitting there saying it'll eventually come back around. I don't know. I'm still looking for it to come back around for me for some reason,
My bad.
or in Greer anyway. But yeah, I mean, me and Shane, we was having this same discussion earlier this week just by text. Like, I ain't really done much the last few years. I said, man, I ain't done, or towards the end of this year, he was talking about. I said, man, I ain't done nothing the last 2 years at Greer. But yeah, I mean, that's the struggle. I mean, to me, you can make a solid lap, but if somebody's over there beating you, I mean, that like, if you just keep making these solid laps, it's eventually going to turn. But
yeah,
it's eventually going to come to a point you're not making them solid laps, or you start trying harder, or
yeah,
pushing. Right, then you're making the mistakes, and then
Yeah.
but yeah, confidence in the mental aspects probably that's a tough battle.
yeah,
Yeah, to keep yourself, you know, grounded to what you do as a racer, and not changing, getting out of your routine or whatever you do. Like you said, you don't change it because you're trying to. Oh, I gotta step up. I gotta do this. I gotta tighten up. Well, then you're already beat right there. I feel like at
yeah,
times,
yeah, yeah. I mean, when you roll into pre-stage and you tell yourself there you got to tighten up, it's too late
Yeah.
at that point. Like you need to be talk when you put your helmet on. You need to be talking to yourself and trying to visualize how the run's going to go. 2 or 3 scenarios of what the run's going to look like.
Yeah.
When you roll in pre-stage, you kind of like you're committed to whatever you already got going on. It's
Yeah, you better
kinda,
have it together. You
better
better have it
together
together.
then. So yeah,
The only other thing I got to mention, I think it's cool. I mean, I know you got away there from racing a little while and this, that, and other and all, but I don't know. I've watched the little things, I guess, or pay attention to the things that maybe ain't necessarily going on. But I really like the bond it looks like you and your dad have. I mean, you and him have y'all's moment together each time you
yeah,
right before you put your helmet on. I mean, to me, I like that. I think that sets a good precedent. So
yeah,
I'm glad to see you're back racing. Your dad, Alden, all of you. And they're, I mean, I know we always talk about being a family thing, but it's good to see those off track bonds as well. So,
yeah. Well, there was a lot of not to get too personal, but there was a lot of healing between my dad and I that needed to go on, and racing has definitely helped that healing. Being back racing has definitely helped that healing there. And like with my dad supporting me racing and Danielle, and even as far as Alden's mom, because she has to deal with wherever I'm wanting to go race, in the schedule or whatnot. But I mean, but the support we have is tremendous, and I think it was like 8-9 years I didn't race, and I missed it. I missed the people more than anything. That was more than anything was the people. But to come back racing and enjoy it. Sometimes I look back and I'm going, man, what if I'd have raced those 9 years? But then I'm like, it's okay because I'm where I'm at now for a reason. So but I just enjoy being able to race with Alden. He's not interested in anything else but drag racing. Not soccer, or he plays basketball, but he only does it after school. And it's just what he wants to do. And as long as he wants to race, we'll do whatever we got to for him to race. So, but we do everything from work on them, the cars together. Usually on Sunday mornings, we go and unload the cars, and he'll help me do whatever maintenance on his car and all that. And, so it's what we do. We don't hunt, we don't fish, we don't play golf. So
That's cool, man.
Yep.
Well, you got anything else for Dallas?
I appreciate you coming on. What amazed me about your story is you was gone for 9 years and your butt didn't slow down none. You come back and was just as bad as you was right off the bat.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
appreciate it. Yeah.
we glad to see you doing good and like I said, Montgomery better watch out.
All right. Book it.
But we appreciate you being on here, man. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you guys for what you do, and we appreciate it. And we'll see y'all at Greer this week. So,
Yes, sir.
See you, bud.
all right, thank you guys.
Dallas don't swap feet. How about that? He's gonna be there for juniors, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I'll say we was actually giving him a hard time this week about getting the Nova, old Buckaroo, trying to find that guy and let him swap feet. So y'all want to bring Mike in?
If he ain't done went to sleep, we'll bring Michael Smart on. Man, sorry about that. You probably getting into bed by this time, ain't you? You ain't good.
Just whenever.
Congratulations, Saturday on your runner-up finish. I know you'd like to finish that thing off. We appreciate you coming on here and talking with us. We was going to talk to you about the upcoming 10K race at Greer. I know you won in, 23?
Yeah.
Before you get to that, my first question is Sammy going to get the truck back? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just it's a rent a ride.
Hey,
Dallas put the word out.
I feel like if you just don't take it back to him.
Well, it's still over at the shop,
Oh,
so.
okay. Okay.
The bad thing was last week, whenever I made the first time run in it since I got out of it in May, it had sat over in the shop the whole time. Very first pass, it went exactly what was on the dial-in board when I parked it.
That's pretty cool, right there.
That is a good.
I'm 0-1-2, and it went dead on the dial-in what was still on the board.
So you were ready.
Yeah. At least I thought I was.
Yeah, I definitely the runner-ups something to build on for this coming week for sure. That's probably give you some. Well, like we was talking to Dallas about confidence, that definitely give you some confidence going into this Saturday for sure. So
yeah, it was kind of a woulda, coulda, shoulda in that last run because I've always said that having that electronic dial-in thing right at your hand while you're in the car is the worst because I literally before I left the trailer we talked about what it was going to be. And I got down in the staging lanes and was getting ready to put the helmet on. And I went from a 41 to a 40. And then just as I put my helmet on, I was like, you know what? I always do this. Just put the 41 on it. And it goes a 40 with a 6.
So if you go back to shoe polish, you'd have been
Well, I told Sammy at one time, I said, I think I'll take that box and put it in the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
So that I can't get back out and change it. Yeah.
Chad, what you got? What you got for him, Chad?
So things are good right now over at Team STI here. I mean, you got Phil coming off a track championship. You took a little break, come back, jumped in, just like Tom said with Dallas. You hadn't missed a beat. So is Sammy the weak link right now?
Oh
no! I mean, by no means, because he liable to come out just out of anywhere and just there he is. So
that's why he's the rattlesnake. He's just laying
The
there.
rattlesnake liable to show up and bow up.
That's right.
lay low for the whole season, and then there he is. He got a trophy on the shelf or something.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Got that big old smile on his face.
Did they even fill up the gas tank for you, or did you have to do all that to go?
I took everything back as is. I mean, I didn't take anything out of the trailer. I just brought my own stuff except for the golf cart. So, yeah.
Did you keep the key to the trailer door and all that?
Well, I mean, it's on a keychain to where I can hand it over when needed. But yeah,
I just didn't want you to give it to him, and then when you go over there to get it for Saturday, the key ain't there. Yeah. So
I mean, did at least wash the truck, clean the windows, or done something for you. I mean,
it literally. I mean, it sat in the shop from where I parked it back in May. And before I made the decision to do what we did, until I loaded it back on the trailer that week that I run it, it sat there. So
he could have put air in the tires or something at least.
Well, I mean, I still had to do some of the work. I couldn't feel like
So is this a rent-a-ride, just race by race, or through the end of the year?
Well, the intention is I think Celine's planning on driving it. And, whenever she don't want to drive it or she's not going to drive it, it's available to jump in. But I mean, I've got my own plans with what I got going on, and I don't know, just kind of a change up and things, drive in, drive out. So we'll see how that goes. And then who knows, I may want to buy it back for it. So
Right. Tom, what you got, bud?
I didn't realize. So you're telling me you sold the truck back to Sammy?
Yeah, back in May when I went on vacation. When I came back, we just happened to be standing around the shop, and that I've been looking at full size pickup trucks, just something to cruise in and go to car shows and stuff. And I just made the comment, we like to go on vacation, so I always come back and be like, I'll just sell all this mess. And he threw it out there, well, what do you want for it?
Yeah, you can't say nothing around him. He'll buy the damn thing.
Yeah, well, he did. So, but the good thing is, like I say, we didn't have to load it on the trailer and watch it go off anywhere. Right. So it's still in the STI stable over there. So.
Well, you mentioned your plans. Are you going to go to get you a cruiser, or are you going to stay in racing?
I bought a 04 1500 Silverado, and it's got some motor work done to it, but my initial thing was to run Sportsman, and but hey, if I can do well in Sportsman, why can't I do well in foot brake? So
I get you.
Drive it in, and then turn the air conditioner on and drive it right back out.
Yeah, Ronnie Forrester and old Baker, they I mean, that's the way to go. You ain't got to worry about no trailer, blowing a damn trailer tire out.
Right.
Something to pull with, you roll in, roll out.
Well, see, and my thing is like, if we're not racing, Sunday or whenever there's a weekend, go to a car show or something, right up the street from my house at Carolina, they would have a Tuesday cruise in, and I always threatened that I was going to load the S10 and drive it up there, but I didn't want to do that with a sponsored broadcast right off the side of it.
How long you been racing, Mike?
I think it was about 2010 when I started coming down and was just hanging out with Jay and his crew. And I had always wanted to do it as a teenager, but nobody in my family, back what Dallas said, we all hunted and fished.
Right.
And then at 18 I got married, kids come along. Yeah, I know that sounds early, but that's what happened. So that got put on the back burner for a long time, and I just showed up one Saturday down there and started hanging out with him because me and Jay worked together. And so it was one of those things, as soon as I could buy a car and my kids was grown up enough to where they could do their own thing, it was on from there. So, which, I mean, I guess, y'all know that the Dart that Chelsea had or has it, that was my car.
Yep. Yeah, because don't she call it the smart dart? Is that what she
We
called it?
we made a pact. She made a pact with me that it would maintain the Smart Dart name. So
Okay. Yeah, I've heard her say it before. So yeah. So Chad, what you got, Tom?
When did you take over the photography stuff down at the racetrack?
well, I was doing photography kind of as a hobby before I started coming down, and just one Saturday I thought, well, I'll bring my camera down, and I just started shooting some candid shots, and uh, I was showing Jay, and he got me hooked up with Mike, and agreed to let me get out about the 60-foot mark there, and just start shooting some action pictures, and then I forgot what year it was. I mean, John still was shooting the winter circle pictures, and so I just stepped up one weekend and thought, well, I'll do some digital photography because he was still shooting a film camera with some of his late wife's cameras. And I said, I'll do some digital stuff and just put it online. And that's, we was at the banquet one year, and he called me to the side, and he's like, I got something I want to give you. And I was like, okay, didn't really know John this other than at the racetrack. And he walked out to the car and brought me the winter circle sign. He's like, it's yours. I'd much rather have you do it. And I've still got the sign out in my shop, out here at the house. And it's taken a beating over the years, but I've still got it, And I mean, yeah, I wait. Sometimes I was out first round and bought back and lost again, and you know, sit there and watched everybody else race, and had to take somebody else's winter circle picture. So
Yeah. I say, to me, you've really picked it up, like basically passing the torch, so to speak, and just ran with it. You do an amazing job for everybody, and like you said, those are. I mean, it could be cold. It can be hot. We have a lot of hot days more than we do cold. But I mean, you're there till the end because you're
and
taking.
most of the time, even if I'm not racing, I make it a pact to show up at some point in time to get the winter circle pictures. Because I feel like I've already committed myself to that.
Right.
And it's amazing because even since I've been doing it, I've gone back through some of my pictures, and you get everybody like Will and Parker and everybody that's now they're in big cars and stuff.
Yeah.
We've all watched that. I've watched a lot of people just in my short amount of time grow up just in pictures alone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. What you got, Chad?
I say my only other thing was the photography stuff. Y'all kind of hit on that, but I just said I'm assuming we can see all the STI cars over it, or trucks and cars over at Greer Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday, I ran the last points race. I was like, I need some seat time. Let's see if we can still do this. And matter of fact, I laughed. Brent Hyatt walked around on one side of the truck, and I called him over there, and I was like, hey, the gas is on the right and the brakes on the left, right? He thought that was pretty funny. And then Sammy wasn't there last week, and I was like, hey, look, guys, if it's all right with y'all, I'd like to have maybe a little more seat time. And it worked out, and that was going to be the determination whether or not I was a single or a double entry this weekend. So
that's cool. Well, I mean, I was going to mention too. I had wrote down your wife Tracy. She's a big part of helping out at Greer too. She works herself, and it's just cool to see. Just how much you guys help out and love the racetrack and what y'all do at the racetrack.
It was a hard thing when I first started doing it to get her around it. And once she got into it, and the first banquet, that she came to, and then the team finals where she realizes, how close knit family everybody was, even though we're all competitors, that, how much it is for a big family effort,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is obviously I know there's folks you want to thank. Is there people you want to mention here?
I mean, I thought about it earlier. I was like, I kind of knew that question was going to come about. Of course, and my wife, of course, yeah, her being the biggest support and not killing me through all this process. Because I mean, she knows now. Like when I built the dart, we did it over at Jay's house, and I would order parts and have them sent to work, and then because I would leave work and go work on the car. And I would just get the parts and take straight over there. So she never knew never knew all the time what I was doing. But I just showed up with it here at the house one day, and then now, I mean, when I decided to buy the truck, and my mom, I see that. Mom,
Thank you,
I
Mom.
mean, all of, even though my family, they don't come to the track, they all support me. My kids and so forth. They're not the big motorhead type people that I am as far as the cars and stuff goes. And of course, trying to explain it to people sometimes is not the easiest thing, that whenever they don't know. But like I say, helping Sammy and stuff out and Phil for what all he does for us. I mean, man, we've spent some late nights in the shop over working on cars.
Yeah, that's cool. That's for sure. Well, I know you'll be ready to get at it Saturday for sure.
Oh yeah.
So, but like Tom said, congratulations on your runner-up. And
y'all get a kick out of this. I know I've heard you ask other people, what's your mental preparation when it comes to the racing part? When you pull into the staging lanes, and last year, I talked to Jay before the 10K race, and we was talking about, getting your mind right. He's like, you don't remember what I told you? And I was like, I didn't know what he's talking about. He's like, the happy birthday song. And he said, yeah. He said, when you do your burnout, before you pull up to the pre-stage book, you sing the happy birthday song. And I did the whole time. And I did this past weekend. I was like, I had just kind of let it go and went right back to it. And everybody thinks that's hilarious. I mean, I still get a kick out of it.
Let me write that. Let me write.
You better write that.
I'm writing that down right quick. You have to sing. You have to sing the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole
How,
yeah,
how do you spell birthday? How do you spell birthday again?
So, Saturday when you see me pull up in the station, when I do my burnout, you're gonna be like, yep, there he goes. He's singing. He will not pull up to that ball till he's done with the song. So.
I'm gonna run up there with a sign. Happy birthday.
Well, I mean, my birthday is next Wednesday. So, it's kind of fitting. Yeah. So.
And the only reason why I know that because you and my dad's birthday are the same day.
Yeah, I remember y'all at the team finals that year singing us happy birthday. Yeah,
that's cool. So that'd be a pretty good little present, wouldn't it?
I mean, I'd gladly take it. I mean, after I won that, you don't go to the racetrack expecting, well, maybe I can, maybe I will, maybe I won't win. But when that happened, some of the people that I raced that day, that first round, the first pick I had was Brad Plord. Yeah. And, that car pulled up and I knew the car, didn't really know him.
Right.
And I'm 0009 on him on the tree, and you get down there and I'm looking and he's not getting there. And my light comes on. I'm like, holy cow, And there was a few others along the way, and then when it got down to the last round and man, when that light come on, it was party in the car that day, man.
Now, do you sing happy birthday when you get through the finish line too, or just
no? There's no happy birthday after that. But
he's blowing out the candles at that point.
but yeah, and then it's, you go. I went to the team finals that year with high expectations. That didn't happen, but it's like when you win something that big, and then the wave, that the water's kind of smooth out a little bit and nothing's going on, you kind of question how in the heck did that even happen. But we're ready for Saturday again. So. Right. Yeah.
Michael Hart says, did somebody say cake? I seen Trent Trent must be ready himself, Trent Holyfield. So he said
Yeah.
he's ready for Saturday. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we appreciate you being on and wish you good luck Saturday for sure.
Thank you, sir. Maybe we can do this again next week.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
that'd be fine too. That'd be fine. Oh, Coach Tom, look at there, coaches.
Coach, we done been talking about you.
Coach, we talked you up, brother. Well, we appreciate you being on, and we will see you Saturday, Mike.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Good, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you being on.
Well, Chad, I guess you ready for Saturday, ain't you? Or y'all got something else going on?
Well, I'm got to go over these notes. I got to sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
He's ready. He's ready.
I got to have the right underwear and the shirt. I'm gonna pull out all the tricks. I mean, I got to do something to change my looks. How about you? You gonna swap feet?
I'm working on it. I'm gonna try to put my flywheel in. I got it tore apart. I'm gonna put it in tomorrow, and I'm gonna go try it. I don't know if I'll do any count, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna talking about having discussions. I mean, it ain't. I mean, I hope he has a good turnout. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, but I had several people asking me at Union about wanting to come, so hopefully they'll show up. I know it seems like we get some out of towners that show up. And
last year, an out of towner did get it, didn't they? Didn't out of towner come get it last year?
Yeah, Todd McKinney out of Bristol up there. So I mean, normally we get some of the Bristol cars to show up, but I was supposed to say it seems like we don't get, if we could ever get all the ones that that kind of the outsiders and the local guys. I mean, I'm surprised some of the local guys don't support it. It surprises me, but anyway, if you get them all to show up at the same time, it could be a real good turnout. But anyway, regardless, I'm thankful for Mike and SH Carter and everybody that takes the time to still put the race on, regardless. So.
For sure. Yep. Yeah, you got Greer's 10K this week. I was looking. Farmington has their last points race this Saturday, and I believe they have a 490 race in with it. So I didn't see any other racing. If I missed it, sorry about that.
You'll lose some of that crowd that could pop. There again, they have showed up before. I mean, I'm sure depending on scheduling and stuff. So
yeah. Oh, and
does that help? Like last week, y'all talking the Farmington, the Floyd guy or Flood or whatever his name was, him coming to Greer and winning. Does that, when he goes back up in his area, does that entice any of them other guys? Well, I'll go down there and run too, or not.
See, I think Flood came to Greer last year and won a race.
Really?
In about the same time of the year. They're for whatever it was. I remember I wasn't at Greer because my sister and all them's like Jeff Flood's here, and I think gosh, there's two or three other ones. Farmington, gosh, their name's slipping my tongue. Anyway, I think there's two or three of them that came last year. So I don't know who all was there this year besides Flood, but
he had a guy with a Mopar pitted with him.
Blue.
It was a little purple. Dart or something maybe.
Yeah, golly, but him and his dad runs the Red Nova. Good grief, this is bad. This is bad commentary. So anyway, I know who they are. I just can't think of their names at the moment. So anyway,
but Trent saying here that Bristol's having their DER points race. He said so they'll lose some there, but it'll be a good race for sure.
I mean, I know I've some of my Tennessee buddies are coming, so there again, it'll just whatever you want to run for. I mean, I understand if you've run a whole season for points, you don't want to, not attend here at the end of the year and all, but $10,000 is still $10,000. So
yeah,
and it's guaranteed. So
yeah, that's big too. Before we get off the Fat Rabbit Stick Show is giving $50 towards the dash winner in foot brake and in juniors. So 50 obviously a piece. So whatever the dash is, we're putting 50 on top of the foot brake class and the junior class. That's from us. So
And then before we go, because I'm gonna pick 2 drivers. Rusty, you'll pick 2 for $50 if one of them makes it to the final, or if both of them makes it to the final. That's $100. I'm gonna jump on board. I'm gonna ride with Chad, and I'm gonna ride with Michael Smart tonight. That's my 2 drivers. Pick 2, and we roll, baby.
So I gotta pick 2.
Pick 2. You got Cody Spears. You got Ronnie Forrester. You got Sammy Neese. You got there's tons of foot brake. You got
Man, you.
I don't pick 2. Now you got.
I don't know who's coming. I don't know who's coming though. But
well, the local. Pick them 2 of the locals. One of them goes to the finals. $50. Me and you.
I'll go Cody Spears.
Who else?
I will go.
I tell you what, I'll give you a wild card if it's an out of towner. If an out of towner makes it to you, I'll leave that open for you. If you want to pick the wild card,
You take the whole field. Take the whole field as an out of towner. That's
any out of towner.
He can say any out of towner for one of his picks. You got to go. You got to go.
Me. Yeah, that's
how confident I am of y'all boys. I'm riding with y'all. I'm confident.
You've wasted a pick with me. Good luck to Mikey there.
So hopefully Mike don't forget the happy birthday words, I guess.
I hope he don't forget the words. He's got plenty of candles. Timmy Alexander, Timmy and K-Ray. It took me a minute to think their names. Timmy Alexander and K-Ray Alexander. That's he drives the Dart, K-Ray drives the Nova. So
yeah, I don't know. I'll go Cody in the wild card.
Oh, you got to.
$50.
Yeah. $50.
Yeah.
All right. You're on.
I'll dock it out of your paycheck.
Hey,
that's fine.
But before you go, I do have a very serious question I need to ask. I mean, this goes out to the whole radio or listening audience here. I mean, I see Rusty stuck. He's got the kahunas to wear that hat. I hope all the Clemson fans are out there in podcast land. I mean, so
go to break, Hayden. Go to break.
real quick.
It was a rough Saturday for the college football down in South Carolina last week, right?
Yeah, I walked into work Monday. And the dude that sits beside me, he's a South Carolina fan. He said, "Well, I guess we're in the same boat now. We're both mediocre." And I was like, "We are." I said, "But we got to play y'all at the end of the year." So,
well, I heard a joke. Ain't the slogan this year like was it one or all one? What is it?
I don't know what I mean. It's always been all in, but I don't know what.
Yeah, but I think it's like all one or something. Anyway, somebody said they was thinking about changing just win one. I think it's what we're doing.
He had a press conference this week, or might have been yesterday.
Yeah,
he was letting them have it.
Like he was, didn't he?
Yeah.
If they tired of me winning, I'll go on down the road and coach somewhere else. He said.
Yeah. Wilmot High School is right down the road. We can and coach. I bet coach. We'll put coach down there at Clemson.
We'll put Kennard in.
Kennard will coach him up.
We'll send him up.
We'll let Hank be his spokesperson, and we'll let Kennard. He'll be the coach.
Hank be the one.
Run a good off. I bet he run a better offense than what we got right now.
Yep.
Hands down. I'm more confident.
You know, I want to say something right here, Rusty. You might have messed up Brent Heights. You didn't even pick him.
That's a.
See,
yeah, baby. You weren't paying attention.
Brent, don't be mad at me. Please don't be mad at me. I didn't even see you put me on a spot. You gotta give me time to think about these things.
You want to change the wild card to Brent? I'll give you 3 seconds.
I'll take the junkyard dog and
All right.
Cody.
You in?
Uh,
The Cody and Junkyard.
yeah.
All right. Y'all better sing the hell out of that happy birthday.
Oh, yo.
Y'all be good. It was good. Good show, and thanks, Chad, as always.
Yeah,
You're welcome. What is it y'all need?
Hey, hold on. Coach's team ain't doing any better. Hey, but Hank, you can't do that. Hey, a new outlook, a new place. I think things could be better. There's talent down there.
Ask Hank how his coaching went at 3 Cars Saturday night. I'm sure that got discussed at the Peach Blossom. So,
see, he said Hank's dirty. See, look, there's talent down there at Clemson. We just need coach to go down there and coach them up.
Get them in order.
See, it's different. Like with my racing, there wasn't talent, so they couldn't coach me up. You know what I'm saying?
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw 442 pop up on Williams' board. I was like, you got to have a 440 ride nowadays. I mean, so.
That's right. All right, y'all. Appreciate everybody.
Y'all be
in.
Hey, y'all, what is it y'all need, man? Y'all need what?
Just a mic and opportunity.
Exactly.
A mic and opportunity. And I'm gonna be talking about y'all next week, boys.
Hey, and your $50, Tom.
My $50, yeah.
50.
50. A 50. I'm gonna be $50.
Take us home, Hayden. Y'all be good. See you.
See.